Hi, and good Monday, and thanks for if you were coming in out of a beautiful evening to spend a little time with us and find out what's happening in and around the area. Definitely a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and two more to come. 2 more days of potential record-setting temperatures, and we'll take a look at those records and see where we stand. And also, while we're on the subject, we'll take a look at the average first frost and first freeze and killing freeze, and we're already passing a few of those average dates, and no sign of them in our forecast either. Which does have a cool down though, a cold front coming after midweek, and that also gives us a chance of some precipitation as well. So we'll talk about your rain chances following 2 more beautiful days in the neighborhood in just a few moments. A structure fire this morning believed to be or possibly labeled as arson. The McGoffin County Public Library Board met early this morning. We'll have a report as well. We'll talk about some football scores and some other news and information as I am off as soon as I leave here to cover one of our top stories for tomorrow. A lot of local nonprofits. It's the day they've been waiting for since earlier in August of this year, as the Community Day check presentation ceremony is getting underway, and that's where I've got to get to. Nevertheless, we've got news and information to cover. One report before we turn to local headlines, and that is a deadline that has been given to Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. Franklin Circuit Judge Thomas Wingate signed an order today giving Governor Bevin 3 days to release nearly $18 million to public colleges and universities across the state of Kentucky. Bevin, of course, as most everyone in Kentucky well aware of, had ordered the cuts of about 2% at most all public colleges and Kentucky universities. That order not approved by the state legislature, and then Democratic Attorney General Andy Beshear sued, challenging it in court. Bevin won the initial round. However, the Supreme Court, of course, as we know, overturned that ruling just last month, and now the same judge that ruled in Bevin's favor, has ordered him, I believe, to put that money in effect, or put the process in effect, getting that money to the universities: UK, U of L, EKU, Morehead State, Murray, Northern Kentucky, Western Kentucky Community and Technical College system as well. About the only college system that wasn't affected was Kentucky State. Nevertheless, he has 3 days to do so, as ordered by the courts. A structure fire this morning actually happened on Route 40, near the area most commonly referred to as a business in that location, Carroll Specialty, on the opposite side of the road up on the hill, which also presented its own problems to the Sagersville Fire Department. It was a road impassable for a fire truck, actually, I am told, and a mobile home that was already reduced to ashes that forced the Sagersville Volunteer Fire Department to call the Division of Forestry to help in preventing the spread of fire to any other structures or property.
Around about 5 after 6 this morning, we got a call of a possible residence fire up on Route 40. Some of the old Charles Prager residents. It was Doug Wright's residence. That's what we've heard of. The time we got there, got the call and got on scene, the trailer was completely engulfed. No saving. The road to it was not very well for us to get a truck up in there, and safety issues.
Cole says that Fire Chief Paul Howard and other members of the department did a walk around on the property before calling the Division of Forestry to assist in preventing the spread of the fire. I also spoke with Fire Chief Paul Howard just a moment ago via telephone conversation. He says that the cause of the fire is still yet to be determined, but is labeled right now as suspicious in origin. There were no utilities, no electrical services or otherwise to the mobile home. He says the Kentucky State Police and their arson investigator has been called to further try to determine what exactly sparked the blaze that destroyed the property. Again, no one was at home at the time of the fire. The McGoffin County Public Library Board met in regular session earlier today. Much of that discussion also with representatives of Summit Architectural and Codell Construction centered around the project of the new McGoffin County Library. We'll have some details from that meeting coming up in just a second.
For high-speed internet starting at 15 meg for all of your gaming, movie, home, and business solutions, or to watch TV, including your favorite local channels without a contract, with hundreds of channels and digital and HD quality, and to stay connected 24/7 with friends and family, a direct line to 911, or to give your business the link it needs, choose telephone service you know is always there. Just click on their link on this site to find out how affordable the latest technology in communications can be. Foothills Communications.
Still some more editing to cover in regards to the McGoffin County Public Library meeting earlier today, which lasted about an hour and a half or longer. We do, however, have some information pertaining to this morning's meeting in regards to an update on the construction project of the new McGoffin County Library. This meeting also included the revelation that they now have bylaws which have been put into place. Much of the meeting centered around discussion of the new McGoffin County Library project. Representatives from the Summit Architectural Firm and Codell gave an update on ongoing plans. Much of the meeting centered around construction of the new McGoffin County Public Library, in which Summit and Codell representatives gave an update on the plans and the progress. They said that it was confirmed that they had discovered rock after doing some drilling 13 feet below the surface, which would give them a solid foundation for the new structure. And that progress was also continuing on in the architectural, mechanical, and electrical areas as far as services were considered. And so far, the floor plan for the over 10,000 square foot facility was pretty much nailed down at this point. In other portions of the building project update, they discussed the required guidelines for a sprinkler system, with Board Chairman David May offering to take the form to the City Water Department manager to solicit his help and input. The Library Board will now have its own set of bylaws, as none have been found or known of for the library to this point, as Board Attorney Michael Fox presented the members with a set of bylaws that he had put together. After their review, the Board voted to accept the new bylaws and put them into effect. They discussed insurance on a couple of notes, one being that CAECO had given the Board a price of about $7,000 to provide a builder's risk insurance plan. That proposal, however, was tabled until next month, the Board feeling that the price was more than expected, and it was agreed to search for another insurance provider in hopes of finding a more reasonable quote. Later, the Board agreed to apply for a grant from the Public Libraries Foundation. They've discussed this grant before. They believe that only one other library has applied for the funding thus far. Should you be granted some money through the grant program, it's a continuing allotment over the course of X number of years. And under new business, they voted to adopt a resolution approving an interlocal agreement and lease agreement pertaining to the funding for the new building. Their next regular meeting will be November the 8th at 4 o'clock. More local news in just a few minutes. Birthdays and a lot of announcements will kick off tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar.
Birthday wishes are as follows tonight. It says a happy belated birthday. It says it was yesterday to Morky Arnett from the Whole Lot of Love, and best wishes from a whole lot of family and friends. And I've got another birthday wish. This is a happy 33rd birthday, it says, to Rolla, I believe. Happy birthday, happy 33rd to you from a whole lot of family and friends. Oh, and I'm not done with special announcements. I've got one more, and it's a big one. 50 years. A happy 50th anniversary to Zonia and Terry Francis from your friends and family as well. Happy 50th anniversary. A reminder, the McGoffin County Safe Coalition has a regular meeting set for this Wednesday at 1 in the McGoffin County Health Department, and all the public is invited to attend. This just in, a soup bean dinner fundraiser planned. The Homemaker Scholarship fundraiser is set for this Friday at 1 o'clock at the McGoffin County Extension Service. That's right, a big soup bean dinner, $5. You can call or come by and eat with them. 349-3216. Carry in, carry out, dine in. You know what I mean. For a big soup bean dinner. And they also are offering delivery. I'm just now finding the paper in case you noticed. 349-3216. I'll get it right throughout the week, I promise. This one's titled The Path to Destiny. It's a women's conference. It's going to be held here in Sagersville at the New Life Worship Center. And it's going to be this Saturday beginning at 10 o'clock that morning with guest speaker Margie Tanner. She says, ladies, this will be a refreshing time of worship, inspiration, and fellowship, and she hopes to see you there. And there's still time to come get your scare on, but only 2 more weekends, and it's just $5 on Lee Prater Street, just at the opposite end of Sagersville from the newsroom on West Maple Street. They've got signs up. You can't miss them. You'll have a good time. And like I said, come get your scare on. They've also got concessions and an outdoor theater. And don't forget the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist annual Fall Bass Tournament. Now, this is going to be this Saturday. They'll blast off from the Paintsville Lake Marina at 7 o'clock that morning. You can register that morning, or you can do so by calling 743-2211. Don't forget a big $1,000 cash prize and other big cash prizes as well. And the Christmas in November Arts and Crafts Show is coming up November the 4th and 5th. If you want to have a table inside and be a vendor, you've got to get registered by the 28th. That is next Friday. Call Susie Salyer, the director of the community center, at 349-4409, and be looking forward to a big time. They always have a big crowd, a whole lot of arts and crafts just in time for the holidays. Kind of a holiday kickoff around here. Don't forget the Water Into Wine Food Pantry has changed their date to the 26th. That is not this Wednesday, but next. Just wanted to remind you, on behalf of everyone at the Lakefront Church of God and the Water Into Wine Food Pantry. And we want to invite you to use our calendar for birthdays, anniversaries, and other services. All the announcements are free. Just get them to us any way you can. And lastly, in announcements tonight, a service provided by our friends at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. We have funeral arrangements in honor of 86-year-old Forrest Jr. Perkins of Dodson Branch, who passed away yesterday, preceded in death by his wife, Virginia Gibson Perkins. He's survived by sons Carl Ray, Billy Joe, James Phillip, and Benny Dewey Perkins, and daughters Judy Ann Roberts, Wilma Jean Cole, Barbara Gail Saylor, and Sandra K. Saylor. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to Wednesday's services at 1, all from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And also with heavy hearts, we have to announce the passing tonight of Mary Watson of East Maple Street, and leaves behind her sons Russell and Matthew. Arrangements, I'm told, are incomplete at this time, but being made by the family at this hour. We'll have them on tomorrow's program.